Hello everyone, it's Baccarat Stu back with another video. I have a lot of videos that I want to be working on, and a lot of stuff I want to say. I'm working on a series of stuff that I want to talk about, and so I'm going to try not to go on a tangent because a lot of the stuff that I want to talk about is going to be covered in other videos. But with this topic in particular, it kind of touches on everything, so I'm going to try to stay focused throughout this video, and then at the end of the video, I'll play a little. So today, what I want to talk to you all about is who's your best friend in the casino. And so we can talk about, dealers. Are dealers your best friend? No. I mean, they're not mean, but they're not there to be your friends. The cards aren't your friends. It seems like the cards are constantly working against you. The atmosphere isn't your friend. The casino builds the atmosphere. Whether you're online or in a brick or mortar casino, the atmosphere is built around to psychologically take your money. And the the casinos, they're not your friend because psychologically, I mean, they have every single advantage you could think of in their corner. Not only is the odds of the game built in their favor. I mean, it just takes, you have to, every time you're in a casino or online on a casino, you have to be on your game. If you are not on your game, it takes 5 minutes, 1 minute, 1 second of a lapse in judgment, and all of a sudden you're in a world of hurt. If you had a bad day, if you've been grinding for too long, you're just not mentally there. All the psychology that goes into gambling is again in the casino's favor because you could be you could have a month of doing amazing, but it takes one bad moment of judgment and a little bad luck, and you're back to a world of hurt. So the casinos aren't your friends. Myths and superstitions. Now, there is no shortage of myths and superstitions when it comes to uh, the people online playing casinos. In fact, I was watching a video the other day. Someone was talking about blackjack, and they were talking about how if you don't put yourself in a situation where you're gonna bust, don't ever hit on a 12 or higher, But that's that's a myth. That's superstition. I mean, we'll talk more about that later. Um, the people on YouTube who show off their big wins and they get excited, and everybody loves to see a big win on YouTube. But as we'll talk about, those big wins, they're nice in the moment. They're your enemy, I'm telling you, because you're not taking care of your friends. And we'll talk more about that here in a second. Your feelings are not your friends. We already kind of talked about this, but your feelings betray you. If you have a feeling to go against the math of the game and hope that you'll win, um, sometimes your feelings will be right, but in the end, math always wins. So we're all bound by the laws of math. So who is your friend? Well, we already talked about it a little bit, but the math of the game is your friend. Be nice to it, but don't try to fight with the math of the game. Understand the math of the game and understand the enemy that you're fighting against. Now, the math, you kind of are fighting against the math of the game, and there's no getting around that. So be as be as best friends with the math as you can be. Don't go against the math. Your brain is your friend. Your brain could also be your worst enemy. But your brain and having a plan and sticking to it, understanding the math, being disciplined, those are your friends. Time. Now, this is a tricky one because time can work against you too, but a lot of people feel like they're always in a rush to, especially if they lose money, to get it back as soon as possible. Time is your friend. The casinos are making money. They're not going anywhere. You don't have to get your money back instantaneously. And more than that, time playing overtime consistently well is how you're going to win in the long run. You're not, this isn't going to be, very rarely is there a get rich quick casino scheme that ever works. Now, every day in a casino, someone hits a jackpot, someone wins it big. But do you know how many people in those casinos have to be there losing for the odds to say that one person can win? And I mean, even if you win that jackpot, typically you have to lose a whole bunch so that the jackpot just at best makes up for your losses, and then you go right back to it and you're losing again. So let's be real. So your best friend of all in the casino is your bankroll. You have to treat your bankroll with the utmost respect. If you do not have your bankroll, anything else you know about gambling just does not matter. Anything else you know about the casino doesn't matter. You could have the world's greatest system. If your bankroll is not intact, it doesn't matter. So I say gambling isn't about how much you can win. It's about how much you don't lose and what you can do consistently. There's no shortage of people on YouTube who I'm gonna go make a $5,000 bet. I'm gonna go make $100,000 bet. I'm sure we've all seen those videos on YouTube. You get a lot of false casino players that are on YouTube trying to show off, but they're not protecting your bankroll. If you're not protecting your bankroll, you're not going to win in the long term. Your bankroll's gonna go away. So what good is those big wins if you can't do it consistently? If you could bet $5,000 and win consistently, more power to you. Vast majority of us can't. So what's my point in saying all this? My point is we need a strategy that's not going to put our bankroll in harm's way. Well, if you want a strategy that's not going to put your bankroll in harm's way, that strategy is don't play at a casino. Plain and simple. But if you want a strategy that's going to, what we have to do is we have to minimize the risk of losing our bankroll. And so how do we do this? Well, I tell you, I do it by playing small and consistent and having a plan for the long road. I'm not trying to get rich. What I do and what I teach is that we have to mentally separate ourselves from the numbers and focus on consistency. Because if you play small, and we'll talk more about this in depth later on, but if you play small, but you're consistent and you have a plan and you're consistent and you're disciplined, over time, that small play begins to grow. And my next video is going to be titled something like win $500 a day. And I'm going to talk about how a lot of people want to win that $500 a day. I'm going to show you how to do it, and it's going to be amazing. In fact, we're going to win $500 a day, and we're only going to risk peanuts, the smallest portion of our bankroll, and we're going to do it. Now, the system that I have here initially only ever puts 10 units at risk, and we keep those units as small as we can. And the idea is that we win 24 units per day on the smallest way, and then let our bankroll grow over time. There's, I laugh at a lot of people who are like, oh, I won 3 hands in a row, so I'm gonna raise my bet. It's like, dude, you you're trying to give your money back to the casino. It's not about how much we can win, how fast we can win it. It's about what we can do consistently over time. It's being consistent, and it's just about being consistent, really. So I'm gonna pause this video real fast, and I'm gonna go ahead and play a session, and we'll talk a little bit more as I'm playing. I'll go ahead and win 6 units. All right. So as I was saying, just because you go on a winning streak, do not take that as license to all of a sudden raise your bet because you're on a winning streak and you're gonna win more. Because the truth is, winning streaks come, winning streaks go. None of us know when they're gonna end. And if we're raising our bet, then we're negating, and we're raising our bet during a winning streak, and you lose, you're negating the benefit of the losing streak. So let's respect what we're doing. What we're trying to do is take a game that's mathematically against us and figure out a way how to play it and win enough to make money. That's what we're trying to do. So let's not try and get greedy with it to just grow with it, because it'll come around and kick us in the butt every time. And I'm sure everybody who's here has probably experienced that. So let's be patient. Let's have a plan for when to raise our bet. How about that? How about we don't just do it all willy-nilly because we have a feeling, because the cards have gone our way a couple of times in a row. How about we raise our bet when it's the mature, proper, and appropriate thing to do, when we've earned the right to raise our bet? How about that? Again, we want to grow our bankroll, but we got to do it in a way that makes sense, in a way that's not foolish, in a way that a mature person would do it, okay? Have a plan, execute the plan, go to work. All right, so that's enough of my ranting on protecting your bankroll. Like I say, just don't do anything to put your bankroll in harm's way. Because even if you hit like a huge loss, your bankroll is the only thing you got. Why are you going to put your best friend, the guy who's always been there for you, your best ally, why are you going to put him out in harm's way any more than you have to? It's foolish. So, and I'll talk about a lot of other systems and why they don't work. And a lot of them don't work for this reason, because they put your bankroll in harm's way. All, I mean, the obvious one is the martingale. Obviously, the martingale puts your bankroll in harm's way for what? For who? To win 1 unit? It's not worth it. All right, so let me get my pen and paper, and we're gonna go ahead and play a game. All righty. I'm gonna use the $5 unit again, and we're just gonna try to get to 6 units. So we're gonna put $5 on banker. All right, we are +1. I'm gonna put $5 on player, and we're +2. I'm gonna put $5 on banker, +3. I mean, it's nice when everything works, right? All right, we're $5 on banker and we lost. So our score is 211 -1. So we're -1 right now. We're gonna play a no bet here. All right, so our score is 222 now. So we're gonna put 2 units on banker. We won. So that's gonna end that mini game. So we're up 4 units. And we're gonna go 1 unit on player. And then we won. We're up 5 units. Another unit on player. All right. So we're 2-1-1 now. We're 2-2-2. So we're gonna do 2 units on player. And we lost. So now we're -3. And we're 3-2-2. So we're gonna do 1 unit on player. All right, we lost for a -4. 1 second. 4, 2, 2. Oh, so we're gonna do no bet here. So it's 5, 2, 2. We're gonna do 1 unit on banker. All right, so we're -3 and 6, 2, 2. We're gonna do 2 units on banker. All right, we won. So we're 7, 2, 2 -1. -1. And we're gonna do 3 units on banker. We tied. And we won. We're out. We're actually +7 units now. So as a little bit more of a look at my system. Again, if you guys would like to train with me, contact me at BaccaratStu@gmail.com. We'll discuss pricing. I'm very cheap. $250 to get me to work with you. And like I say, I have so much content that I'm planning to make, so much that I want to talk about, so much psychology, there's so much that goes into gambling if you want to actually make money at this. You can't just sit down at the table and hope that luck is going to carry you through, because luck isn't consistent. Luck comes and goes. It works for a little bit and it goes away shortly after. I mean, you want to be consistent, make money, and just let the math grow your bankroll. Let the math win your game. Be patient, and over time, you'll be the richest person of all your gambling friends. I could guarantee you that if you're patient, disciplined, and consistent. I'm Baccarat Stu. It's been nice uh, talking with all you guys. I can't wait to make another video for you all tomorrow or whenever I get around to it, and we'll talk about something else. In the meantime, y'all have a great rest of your day. Stay away from the BS that is on the internet, because a lot of people are talking like they know what they're talking about, and the vast majority of them have no clue. And they're gonna turn you into a clone of them, and what they are is most likely a loser. And they're gonna turn you into a loser if you follow them. Everyone, Have a good day. Take care.